for another exciting episode of the Hashtag Wednesday Match Play, and I almost forgot to tweet this, so I need to make sure that people at home are watching. We have a bunch of questions tonight, and I literally say this every week. One of these days, I'm just going to stop. Maybe next week. Maybe I just don't even write questions next week, because the team at Eat Sleep Golf, the presenting sponsor of the Hashtag Wednesday Match Play, sends so many questions. I don't even know why I bother. But I'm going to ask a few of mine tonight, because I've got some good ones, because I've known this lady for a long time on Twitter, and it's funny that we both resided in Scottsdale, and she's in Texas right now. She played a golf course today that was so good she couldn't remember the name of it a little bit ago. But I'm excited to, one, meet her kind of via, the internet. So it's fun that, her and I have known each other on Twitter for the longest time. She is fantastic with Twitter. She's really good on Instagram. I'm going to find out before the night's over which she prefers, Twitter or Instagram. I think she's going to say Instagram, but I'm not sure. And I'm excited too, because it's not Amanda, and I swear, I don't even know why for the longest time. It's blatantly not Amanda Christianson. So I'm gonna stop saying that, and maybe you change your name. Maybe one day you're just like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna change my name. But Armana Christianson is with us. She's a professional golfer on her way to the LPGA Tour, and I'm excited to learn more about her journey and just figure out what it takes to go from somebody beating balls on a range to playing on the tour. And she's got some experience on the Symetra Tour. She's got a lot of experience with the Cactus Tour, which we're going to learn more about. But Armana, welcome to the Hashtag Wednesday Match Play.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome. This is going to be fun, and the half an hour is going to fly by, so let's just jump right into it. And it's so funny. So I watch a lot of YouTube, right? And Philip DeFranco is somebody I watch a lot of, and he starts every episode the exact same way, and I'm trying to do that with the Hashtag Wednesday Match Play, and he always says, let's just jump into it.
So I was like, wow, this is really professional.
So how'd you get started in golf? Where'd this journey begin? I mean, you just pick up the clubs one day and say, I'm going to go be a pro?
Yeah, I am from Nebraska originally, and so I played every other sport imaginable. I played softball, basketball. I'm bad at basketball. Track. I'm a black belt in taekwondo. I mean everything. And then right before high school, my parents were like, let's pick up golf as a family so we can just go hang out. And then after a little bit, they were like, you're kind of good at this. You should pick this as your sport for high school. And I started freshman year with golf, shot 105 my first tournament. And by the time I hit my senior year, I won state and set a couple records. So I was like, okay, I think this is it. So yeah, and I stayed in school in Nebraska for college, finished up there, graduated early, and was like, I don't think I want to go work. I think I just want to go play golf. So
I want to do that.
Yeah. I know.
Go play golf.
Yeah.
So over the years, you've had the chance to play a lot of golf courses, especially being in Scottsdale. There's a ton of good golf courses in Scottsdale. What are some of your favorite courses, kind of nation and worldwide, that you like to play whenever you have the chance?
Sure. In Scottsdale area, I really enjoy playing DC Ranch. It's a hard course, and they always pick it for the U.S. Open qualifier, which is kind of a bummer. My most favorite part to play is the practice round. Because U.S. Open qualifier, I have to play 36 in one day. So it's just kind of grueling. But the course is absolutely stunning. In California, I've gotten to play Wilshire Country Club, LA Country Club. Those have been really beautiful views of the city. I've gotten to play on Maui before, where they used to hold the Mercedes Open, and that was beautiful. Ocean views on every hole, and you can't beat that. So
you should say more Troon courses, because you do realize I work for Troon, and there's about 25 of them in Scottsdale.
I don't know if I played a Troon course.
Oh, come on, surely Whirlwind or...
Okay, I played Whirlwind. Yes.
Troon Country Club, Fire Rock. All right, Whirlwind. Whirlwind is it's still my home course, even though I play Tiburon about 4 times a week. I still consider Whirlwind my home course. Now, Brady Wilson at Auction Southern Dunes is going to be mad for me saying that, because they were my original home course. Troon North was my original home course, and then Southern Dunes, and then Whirlwind. So I like to say that Southern Dunes is my summer home course. So it's so hard to pick.
Well, and I just got, I am now a brand ambassador for Four Links. And so they have Troon North on their Four Links account. So I'm really looking forward to using that and going to play Troon.
You haven't played there yet?
No.
Oh, go tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow.
Well,
You're
I'm out of
me.
town traveling for like 4 weeks, so
True North is the first time you play there. The Monument course is closed right now, I believe, for renovations. But the first time you play the Pinnacle course. I prefer the Monument from a playability standpoint. The Pinnacle course is like as good as it gets views wise. There's some just ridiculous holes, but play Pinnacle, and if you're up to it, play Pinnacle, have lunch, play Monument, and get them both out of the way at one time because pretty special place.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
So tell me about your GoFundMe page. What's that all about?
Okay, so I put it up specifically to just fund Q School. Last year, I turned pro, January 2016. I waited a few years because I wanted to see if I could actually make money playing golf. And so I was like, okay, I think I'm scoring well enough where I can make money. And last year, I broke even for the year. As a mini tour player, that is like what you're shooting for. So I was happy with that. I paid for half of Q School with my parents' help. They paid the other half. So I was really lucky, but it was hard to pay that much money for an event that you have no chance of winning any money. So all I'm trying to do is pay for the chance to play for my card. And it's a huge amount. What I was asking for, the $7,000, only covers the entry fee costs. Yeah, so because it'll be $5,500 for entry fees, and then I'll have a prep event that is $560, and then it covers GoFundMe's costs that they take from it. So I was not asking for travel fees or expenses or anything. So I was just trying to make it a little easier on myself to go to Q School and just have one less thing to think about, trying to play other tournaments afterwards and maybe travel a little bit more. And I'm hoping to get into some Symetra events after Q School, and not having to pay for all of Q School would really help with the travel expenses to get to Symetra. So
that's creative. Yeah. That's a cool way to use that solution for helping something like that. So you played golf in college. Where did you play, and what was that experience like?
So I played for Creighton University my first year in Omaha, Nebraska. It was a Division I private school. And then I transferred after my freshman year to University of Nebraska, Omaha, not the Huskers, the Mavericks. Always get that, but I played there for 2.5 years, and then I graduated early my senior year. That was a Division II, and they were making the switch to Division I my senior year, so we couldn't even compete for regionals, which was kind of a bummer. But I graduated early because I didn't love my college experience with golf at either schools. It happens. It's kind of 50-50, I think, with golfers. I run into girls who are like, I loved my college experience. It was so awesome. I love my team and my coach. And then there's the other half of us who are like, yeah, I'd rather not go back. So I transferred the first year because of issues with my coach, and graduated my senior year early because of the same reason. So
I went initially to a school to play golf, and then when I got there, I asked the coach, we were talking about golf, and when he said, I don't play golf, and I said, you what? And he was the NAIA Coach of the Year for like 8 years in a row, and he doesn't play golf. He was a really good van driver. That's what he was.
Yeah.
So I'm on I didn't love my college experience. And then I transferred to Purdue, got a couple of degrees, and don't use them. And I'm back in the golf business. So go figure.
I'm like, I have a college degree and I use it for myself.
Yeah, exactly. Mine's hanging on the wall. It looks pretty hanging on the wall. So what's the Cactus Tour? I know what it is because I'm from Scottsdale, but everybody at home watching might not.
So Cactus Tour is a women's professional mini tour. So if you don't have status on Symetra, this is your next best option to continue to compete as a professional and try to make money and still, stay competitive throughout the entire year. Mike Brown he's a tour director. He's been a really big part of my professional golf career because I literally wouldn't be playing all year round if it weren't for his tour. Because I have partial status on Symetra, but there's so many girls playing it right now that I'm like 50th on the alternate list this whole month. So yeah, so thankful to Mike for getting some tournaments. He probably has like 25 for the year. So
I think what I heard you say there was we need to get him on the hashtag Wednesday Match Play to talk about the Cactus Tour. I'm just saying, like
totally
that'd be a good segue. Like, look how good. I mean, okay, so I'm all about branding. I love your logo. Who designed that? That's pretty fantastic.
My mom did, actually.
No way. That's cool.
Yeah. My mom did. So it was pretty cool. I kind of like had an idea. I was like, Mom, this is kind of thinking about this. And then she, drew it up and designed it. And then, and then I've been putting it on everything because I love it.
It's on your golf bag too. So your website's fantastic, but it's on your golf bag.
Covers. I'm like, I should put it on my backpack and, where else can I put this thing? So
that's awesome. Okay. So Eat Sleep Golf sends in a bunch of questions and a couple of that I've already asked her from them. I'm going to ask a couple more. How can people at home watching support your journey from where you are today to the LPGA Tour?
Well, specifically supporting me, following me on my social media is a huge thing for me. I'm really active, and I'm very social with the people who follow me. Because I always wanted to keep that. I never wanted to be like this thing over here that you can't ever talk to. So if people send me a comment and ask a question about what I'm doing, I always respond. I respond to a lot of direct messages as long as they're golf related. Put that. If they ask me golf questions or want to talk to me about golf, I'm all for it. So that is huge. I love when people, write to me and they tell me, I was thinking about this and I'm thinking about what you said and I want to talk about it. Cool. Let's talk about it. So it's such an awesome feeling. And then of course, if they want to do more than that, helping me on my GoFundMe would be the next best thing. So
I'll make sure a link to that is in the description below. So people that are watching this after the fact on YouTube see that link and have the chance to maybe help you on your way to the LPGA.
Well, thank you.
So your lowest competitive round is a 68, that's pretty good. Now let's flip that. What's your highest competitive round? And I know I don't want to talk about high rounds. That's like a faux pas. But what's your highest competitive round to date?
I want to say it's like 83.
That's not bad. I thought you were gonna say like 94 or something.
Oh no, I haven't shot 94 in a long time.
Everybody at home, she's not bragging. She's just a really good player. So
yeah, thanks.
That's fine. I've not shot. I until I got to Florida, my index went up like 7 shots when I got to Florida. So before we went live, we were talking about how much I love Florida, and my index skyrocketed. It's finally on its way back down. I've figured out how to adjust to the humidity. But now, when I play golf, I spend like an hour and a half warming up. Like I roll some putts, I hit balls, I scratch, like the whole 9 yards. What's your pre-round routine typically look like?
Okay, so I get to the course. I try to do an hour and 10 minutes. The 10 minutes is for when I finish up the time to get to the first tee to wait. So my entire warm-up takes an hour. I stretch a little bit. I start off with putting. I have a kind of a routine with putting. I start with specific short putts and then move my way to lag putts. Go to chipping for another 15, 20 minutes. I go 60 degree, 56, 52, and I go through my wedges and practice that. Then I go to the range 30 minutes. I go pitching wedge through my driver, and then I end on the club that I'm going to start on the tee with. So I always have a good feeling when I go to the tee because I've just hit that club, and then I'm off. So
awesome. I always love knowing what people's pre-round and pre-shot routines are like because everybody's so different. And
yeah, absolutely.
I love hearing that. So Instant Golf wants to know, what's your schedule look like? I mean, you're in Texas right now for a few weeks. What's your schedule for the rest of the summer look like?
Yeah, so this week I'm in Mansfield, Texas, playing a Cactus Tour event. Next week is the Texas Women's Open. So I'll be playing that. That's in Arlington. The week after is Humble, Texas, which is basically Houston, and we're playing the Golf Club of Houston for another Cactus Tour event. And then I'm back to Arizona for 5 days before I go to Palm Springs. It's my Q School prep event playing at Mission Hills. Then I
The
travel.
West of Mission Hills?
It's both. It'll probably be the Dinosaur course at Mission Hills and then the Weston.
Because the Weston is a Troon property.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, I do like that course. So
yeah, it is. It's a fantastic golf.
I like the Mission Hills courses, all of them actually. And then I am going to California. I am playing in the Long Beach Open. So I'll be there for that. I would like to play the PGA Championship of Canada. That's the week after, or 2 weeks after, but up in the air. It kind of depends on how well I play the next 3 or 4 weeks. See if I have the funds for it.
The guys from Eat Sleep Golf will appreciate that because they're north of the border, so they're a Canadian company, and those guys can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now, you said that you have partial status on the Symetra Tour and that you're 50th on the alternate list.
Yep.
What does that mean to have partial status? Like, do you guarantee yourself into some events, or do you have to wait every week? Like, what's partial status mean?
Yeah, so I went to Q School last year and I missed second stage by 1 stroke. So that was a bummer.
Make more birdies? I mean, I'm sorry.
Heartbreaking. Well, I had a 3-putt in my last 4 holes, and that is always the one I think about. But otherwise, I played pretty decent. But that means that I finished stage 1, but did not go on to stage 2. It only granted me partial, what's it called, status on the Symetra Tour. So I have to literally put my name on the list and wait every week to see if I'm in an event. It could be 3 days before I find out if I'm in an event across the country. So yeah, it's a little
pressure there. Yeah.
So I like, for example, I did get into a Symetra event this year already, but I did not know about it. They did not tell me that I was in it because I was 50th on the wait list, and then a huge storm came through. It was in Northern California, and so a bunch of people withdrew. Guess who got into the event? 50 people withdrew from this event. I got in, and I was supposed to just be there on the first tee the day it started. And so I wasn't, and they had to withdraw me, and I did have a fine for it, which was kind of disappointing. But yeah, it's so from then on, I was like, okay, I'm only going to enter the events if I know I can make it there.
Wow. That's like, I mean, pressure on pressure. Now, speaking of pressure, again, I'm not trying to bring up bad memories, but your best finish is a T1 that you lost in a playoff. And I have to know, like, when you're in a playoff, obviously you're right there in the mix. What was that experience like, and what did you learn from having lost that playoff? Yeah,
so it was really nice to feel like I was back in contention. You know, professional golfers, it's rare that you win. You have to get really comfortable and good at not winning, like feeling wise, because there's only one every week out of 144 players, right? So of course you want to win, that's the idea, but there's only one. So I worked my way back to the confidence level where I felt like I could win every week. And so I went out there and I felt really good about it. And I played my last round at even par while the other girls fell back. And so that's how I got myself into the playoff. So I felt really confident going into the playoff hole. And really what it comes down to is my mom caddies for me, and she knows my game really well. And she told me what club to hit from the fairway. I hit my tee shot right down the middle of the fairway. And she told me what club she thought I should hit. And I said, no, I think I've got some adrenaline going, so I'm going to club down. And I put it in the bunker before the green.
Listen to your mom.
I turned to my mom and was like, you were totally right.
That's
Should
awesome.
have listened to you.
Well, at least you learned something. Now you listen to your mom. When she tells you to hit a 7-iron, you hit a 7-iron.
I know. And it wasn't even that far. She told me to hit a 9, and I hit a pitching wedge. And it was just like, it was a good swing. It just didn't make it there. And then, you know, didn't get up and down. The other girl, it was with two other girls in the playoff. One of them had an issue and the other one just put it on the green, and all she had to do was 2 putts. So I kind of just handed it to her, which was a little disappointing. But now I listen to my mom, and I'm a little bit more aware of how I'm feeling going into to a playoff next time.
So fitness is a big part of your life, obviously. Troon has a fitness initiative called Troon Fit, and I work out as much as I do anything, so I can appreciate that. What's your fitness routine look like? We talked about your pre-round routine. Do you work out 3, 4, 5 nights a week, or like what's that look like?
So I have shifted working out, like what I do for workouts, because I get kind of bored easily. So I really like doing bar classes. I've really gotten into cycling recently. That was a big addition for me because I also work with a trainer in California for fitness golf. So when I'm there, I work with Josh a couple times a week. And so we work on very specific golf-related exercises with weights and body weight and stretching to specifically help what I need to work on. Last time, my left glute wasn't firing enough, so that's what we worked on.
You're not allowed to use Tiger's excuse. Like, you can't go using the glutes aren't firing excuse.
No, you know, that's what Josh said, so it's his words.
So now what that does, though, is that verifies that Tiger's glutes may have not been firing when he used that excuse. So
exactly.
See, it's all real. All right. Cool.
But when I was talking with Josh, you know, one of the rounds I played, I was like, you know, I finished and I was really tired. Like, I don't want to feel tired when I finish my round after I'm done walking. I wasn't even carrying my bag. And so he's like, you know, there's a specific type of endurance that you need to work on. It's not just like going out and running. That's not going to help. It needs to be like basically interval training with running. And so I was like, okay, what's an easy way? Because it's difficult for me to motivate myself when I'm by myself to do that. And I'm on the road. So what do I do? So I was like, okay, I'm going to do cycling classes because I can drop in. It's got that interval training. So it's really helped with my endurance. So, and I'll take those exercises that I work on with Josh, and I went to the gym yesterday, last night before I, you know, finished up my day, and did some of the exercises we worked on, and did a light jog and some good stretching because I get really tight on my right side. So yeah, so it just kind of shifts and varies depending on what my body feels like and what I'm trying to work on.
When I run outside, like to motivate myself, I'll run as far away from home as I possibly can, knowing that when I get there and I'm tired, I'm like, crap, now I gotta go back. So then I'm mad that I'm that far away. I'm 4 miles from home, and I'm like, now I gotta run back because I don't want to be away from home. So I can.
Yeah. Well, that's good motivation.
Yeah, and I listen to music too. I don't know. I mean, I assume you listen to music when you're working out. Like the music really does like help me power through stuff. Whether I'm working out harder, I feel like I am when I'm listening to music.
Oh, absolutely.
So in your career to date, what is the most memorable experience or thing that you've accomplished in your career?
Man, I'm not sure. I mean, memorable thing to date in my golf career. I don't know. It feels like there's a bunch of little things, and I just haven't, I'm waiting for that big thing to happen in my career right now.
Perhaps this interview will inspire your first win. So go out there and get a win. And then it will be Eat Sleep Golf's fault because they're the ones who asked that question. So
that would be great. I'm like, that's a really hard one. I'm like, well, I thought I was doing well at Q School. I was like actually really happy with how I was playing, but then I didn't make it through. So
at least you're positive about it. It's not like you're bitter and upset. Like,
no, you know what? The first thing I did was, I finished my round. I was one of the first tee times. So I had to wait for like 5 hours to find out that I wasn't going to go on to the next stage before I could go home. And I was in the car, and I just my dad had caddy for me that week, and I just let it out. I cried. Okay. And then I was like, all right, it's done. Like, it's over. I just got to move on to the next thing. And I wrote a post to Instagram and Facebook, and I told everyone what happened. I was like, here it is. I'm okay. I'm moving on. Like, this is, you know, just what happens in golf. So
your golf bag is kind of mixed. You got a TaylorMade driver, you have Callaway woods, you have a Titleist putter. Like, why not just one brand? And how did you figure out what clubs you wanted to use? Like, I mean, I got a mixed bag too. I have a Callaway driver. I've got Mizuno irons and hybrid Odyssey putter. My putter is, when I was 16, I bought a 2-ball putter, and it's still in my bag. Like,
you know,
how did you pick what you got?
I love that 2-ball. I had that in high school. It was awesome. So last year I made the switch with my putter. I was playing all TaylorMade. I had everything TaylorMade, including my putter. I was playing the Corza Ghost putter, and I changed it right after Q School. I just didn't make enough putts. I was really unhappy with it, and I was like, this just feels off. And so I went to Hot Sticks, actually, and I was like, I need to get a putter fitting. I need to see what's going on with this putter. The one I have now has a lot of weight on it, which is very different than the Corza Ghost. So it was a very specific reason that I ended up with that putter. And then we fit it to me. So it took, about an hour or two to get that putter fitted. And then over the off season, I was like, it's probably time that I switch out my equipment. It's been a few years. Callaway was helping me out a little bit, but not with my driver. So that's why I ended up not getting a Callaway Epic. All my irons, wedges, woods are Callaway, and I got those fitted. For all of those, it probably took about, 10 hours. My whole bag probably took about 24 hours to get it completely fitted, with all that we did to it. But I got all those things ready, and so I tried out the Epic driver, and the first time I hit it, I was like, no, I don't like this. Didn't like the way it sounded. I put in like 10 different shafts, wasn't feeling it. So I hit the M1. I was like, this is it. So
I was telling you that Callaway might be coming on board and helping partner with the Golf Radio Network. Callaway is Troon's preferred vendor for equipment in the United States. I play a Callaway driver, and I did play a Callaway 3-wood. I've got a TaylorMade 3-wood in the bag now. When I hit the Epic, the sound is what I didn't like to begin with. It sounds like nothing. And I hate to say that, because a couple of guys, our head professional and our director of golf, play Callaway, and they both love the driver. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't love it if I had the right shaft in it, but like the sound is just, and I play a Callaway double black diamond, and like the sound of the Epic is like just like a thud. And whether it goes further or not, I can totally relate to that. So I got a little TaylorMade in the bag now. So
I know. Well, I did retry the Epic like 2 weeks ago outside, and it felt much better, but I had a different shaft in it, one that I can't afford, but it was.
So I'll be honest, the first time I hit 3 different shafts and 3 different heads, and the shaft that I liked the best, I was like, what shaft is this? And he's like, oh yeah, it's the senior shaft. And I'm like, really? I moved to Naples and now I'm playing senior shafts? Awesome. Thanks for that, Callaway guy. So I
had to have an entire carbon fiber molded shaft that's not available in the United States right now in order for me to be like, yeah, I really like this driver. So
$1,000.
It was $1,800 actually.
Oh my God. That's about what I paid for my car. So I told you this was going to fly by. One more question before we jump into the back nine. On your website, which is an awesome website, you have a newsletter sign up. How many people are in your database, and how often are you emailing them updates?
That's a horrible question, because no one signs up for my newsletter.
I'd say, like, it's right there. Like, you land on the website and it's like, boom, sign up for my
it's
newsletter.
Amazing. I mean, I think it's just easier for people to follow me on Instagram and Twitter and everything, because I post so much there. But yeah, like, no one signs up for the newsletter. But I know people are going to my website because I have the analytics on my Instagram. I'm like, I know you guys are clicking on it.
That's awesome. Well, I'm going to go sign up right now so you have somebody to email. I love it.
Thank you.
All right. So first off, thank you so much for coming on the show. This is awesome
Yeah.
to learn more about you and your career and your journey. And when you make it to the LPGA, we'll have you back on as a LPGA Tour player. We actually might have an LPGA Tour coming up later this season. Scott from Eat Sleep Golf, wink, wink. Let's get something from the LPGA on board. Before I let you go, we have this segment called the Back Nine. It's just 9 fun, random golf questions. You ready for your Back Nine?
Sure.
Do you listen to music while you play golf?
No, I don't.
What? No? Oh, why? I don't either, but why?
Yeah. It gets me out of my tempo. And then I also, it's kind of like the theory where when you're taking a test, you practice in the same environment that you would take a test. So for me, when I go play golf and when I practice, I, don't want to wear things that I wouldn't normally wear or listen to things that I couldn't normally listen to on the golf course. So, and I like to hear the ball when I hit it.
I'm with you. Like, I don't play as well when I listen to music. Like when I go to the putting green, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna throw on my earbuds, and I don't because I want to hear it exactly. Yeah. Who's your favorite LPGA Tour player? Because you're gonna be one of them soon. Who are you looking up to?
Yeah, gosh, there's so many good players on there right now. I really like following Michelle Wee's journey. I think, she started out so strong and then really kind of went through a struggle period, but she's really coming back and she just seems like she's in a really good place, like personally. And so I really like that because I'm like, oh, she seems really chill and like laid back, but she's still in it every week. And then Danielle Kane's the same way. And so I'm so happy when she won this last major. I was so happy for her. So it was really cool to see. It's just, they just seem like nice people. And I'm like, I just want to be one of those nice people.
You are.
Well, thanks.
If you say 150 yards, if you say 150 yards, I'm gonna be sad. But how far do you hit your 7-iron?
I hit my 7-iron 159 yards.
Ooh, 159, not 158, not 160.
No, it's a very specific number. Yep.
What is your favorite golf movie? My
favorite golf movie? Ooh, I really like The Greatest Game Ever Played.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good new answer. If you said Legend of Bagger Vance, I was going to be mad because nobody's ever said that and meant it. But
yeah, I mean that's a good one. But I mean I like The Greatest Game Ever Played. I think it's.
Tin Cup and Happy Gilmore's pretty good, and Caddyshack is a classic. Like, it's before my time.
I know.
I don't know how old you are, but it's probably before your time too. But like, it's a classic.
It's before my time. I mean, I like watching them, but I don't know what it is about like a calming golf movie when I look at it and I'm like, they're playing a competitive round and I can feel what they're feeling in it, and I like that.
So you have to choose only one: Twitter or Instagram. I like that it's like a hard question.
I know. Well, the thing is I probably would say Instagram because I'm more active on there. But Twitter's way easier.
That's a good answer. Now, based on your photos on Instagram, I'm assuming I know the answer to this, and I'm assuming that it's pink. But what's your favorite color?
Yeah, I would probably normally say it's blue, but
really, okay.
Yeah. I don't know what happened with the pink. Like, it started, and then I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep going with it. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So go back to Twitter real quick. Your header photo. It's an awesome looking golf hole, and I feel like I've played it. But what course is that?
Yeah, that is Eagle Mountain.
I thought it was Eagle Mountain because I'm pretty sure I've been right in that water before.
Yep, it's 18 on Eagle Mountain. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's tell me more about how I hit it right on the tee. Now, Tiger is like pretty much everything, and he's why I watch golf. He's why I play golf, and he's all around the room. Be careful how you answer this because I feel like we've become quick friends here. But do you think Tiger breaks Jack's record? Why or why not?
I am a huge Tiger fan, and I think I always will be.
End of interview. We're done. No more. That's it. That's all you have to say.
Without hope that, I still have a feeling that he's going to come back. Throughout all of this, I still think Tiger's going to come back. and he's going to just play amazing, and I'm going to see it happen again because it was awesome watching it growing up. And I just can't imagine him not coming back and doing it again. So
that's a good answer. I like that. And I think that, and I've thought this for the longest time, and I still do. I'm not done until he tells me he's done. I'm not done. And not that he's gonna like text me and be like, "Hey, Ricky, I'm gonna retire tomorrow." Like the whole TaylorMade announcement, and I, regardless of what happened with the DUI and his, his rehab, and if he really went to rehab, I'm not sure he did because it was like 4 days. But whatever happened, first off, that's none of our business. But second off, if he comes back and can get back and win a golf tournament, let alone win a major, I think that's one of the biggest comeback stories in professional sports. But
Absolutely.
Chip Essig from the PGA was on this show a few months ago, and I asked the exact same question, and I will until Tiger retires. And he said that if he wins one more, he breaks the record. And to hear that if he wins one more major, he breaks the record, and that's all he needs. And granted, it was 2008 when he won his last one. I get it. It's been a while. Guess what? The last time he was healthy, last season he was healthy, he finished second in 2 of the 3 majors that he contended in, and he won 5 times on tour.
I know.
Forget how to play golf. He's been hurt since that. So all of the haters, I can't wait until he wins so I can just sit back and say, shut up.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, he's the GOAT, and that's just all there is to it. All right, your final question of your hashtag Wednesday match play is what's next? I mean, a couple of weeks in Texas, but after that, what's next for you in your career?
Yeah, so I'm just basically getting ready for Q School. I signed up officially this morning. Q School is the last week in August, so I'm going back. I have a plan to go all the way through this time. So, and then after that, it's just crossing my fingers and hoping I'm getting into some Symetra events for the rest of the year, so I can at least improve my status through there as well. So that's kind of what the plan is.
That's awesome. Well, we will be following along at home, and I look forward to seeing what happens and what transpires on Twitter. Like I said, I've known you for like 3 years, only through Twitter, but it's nice to finally put a face to a name and a face to a tweet. This episode's going to live on YouTube. It's also going to be on Facebook and Twitter and Eat Soup Golf's website. Now that it's a part of the Golf Radio Network, it's going to be on SoundCloud. It's going to be on Stitcher, Google Play, iTunes via podcast, so check it out there. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and as always on the hashtag Wednesday Match Plays, you have to remember to eat, sleep,